YouTube is a host to a lot of creators. Some make pretty good videos, some really don't, and most are just children who want to make videos on whatever they find cool. As with most generic intros, if you do make it big on YouTube, there's bound to be some allegations levied your way. These allegations may be completely false, entirely true, or could be massively overcomplicated. Unfortunately, there are a lot of allegations that could leave people with a bad impression. But how does one respond to accusations? And how should the online space treat them? Well, let's have a look at 3 of the most mishandled allegations that have left all 3 of these people with an irreparable stain on their channels, and how it may have all been because of how the communities handled them. One of the biggest and influential YouTubers on this platform is Pyrocynical. I'm sure you all know about the situation revolving around him, but I'll give a brief explanation. In October of 2020, Ivor Rasmus had published a Twitter thread saying that how Pyro, at 19, had groomed them when they were just 15. At first, the online space didn't agree with Ivory, which would make sense seeing as how beloved Pyro was online and due to the fact that these messages took place with a deleted user. This denial, however, would soon be met with skepticism after Ivory had shown screenshots and proof that the deleted user was in fact Pyro, which led to Niall releasing a response to the allegations on his subreddit on the 10th of November. This Reddit post would lead to the situation leaning further in Pyro's favour, with commenters and content creators alike praising Pyro for both swiftly and efficiently debunking these allegations.
When one of them reached out to Ivory to apologize for what they went through, because of them, Ivory responded with, "No, you're fine, I don't care," which immediately destroys a lot of the case against Pyro, because not only does it show that Ivory's not really angry at Pyro because of what he did, but only because of who he is and how much clout he has. It destroys the story of Pyro being this evil guy who did a horrific crime, because you're alright with other people doing it to you from back then.
Clearly, these individuals had not analysed Pyro's response beyond, "Oh, Pyro was innocent," since they didn't acknowledge Pyro's flimsy attempts to both discredit and victim blame Ivory, which is a factor that will start being seen time and time again with not only this situation, but the others too. This is where Turkey Tom had decided to create a video in an attempt to disprove Pyro's points. This threw a lot of people who were following the drama off due to the fact that so many topic commentators, or just general spurgs, had been non-stop talking about how innocent Pyro was, only to instantly flip onto the side that Pyro had lied about himself, only to get himself out of a bad spot. One of the biggest examples of this being Prison Mate Luke, someone who would make daily videos constantly switching his sides depending on how the situation was viewed publicly. Not only that, but had also slandered Ivory and made them out to be a clout chaser and a liar. Anyway, I'm going to skip to Pyro's response due to the drama mostly being fueled by clout-hungry YouTubers. But one important thing to mention is that Tom had created another video and an additional document doubling down on the claims that Pyro had known the age of Ivory, had intended to meet up with them for sex, and that he's a liar. Pyro's response left a massive shift in the discord of the drama. I mean, why wouldn't it? In the video, he shows evidence that the potential meetup for sex was actually a get-together that he had sent to multiple other friends and YouTubers.
The only thing I can possibly think of is inviting him and a bunch of other people to an event in the UK. And somehow this got spun as me buying him a plane ticket to fly him out to have sex with him.
Even if he lied, which can't be proven, a 20-year-old guy flying a 16-year-old boy out to fuck him in England. I don't care what the lies. Most people find that disgusting, and that's why Pyro's losing.
Sive, PewDiePie's editor, is one of the many people I invited to this event, and he agrees the claim is just complete bullshit.
I never thought in my life I'd have to ever justify something like this, but I do remember back in 2017, Niall invited me and a bunch of other people to drink with him. And I remember telling Niall very last minute that I couldn't come, so I pretty much flaked on him. To say something sexual was going to happen in a very public event with a load of people, even people Niall didn't even know and wasn't really close with, it's just false. Seriously.
Not only that, but Tom had compared Niall to Red Kiwis, someone who had sent and received nudes from an actual child, something that Pyro did not do. The end result in all this drama leading towards the opinion that Pyro is innocent of all wrongdoings and that Turkey Tom is a dishonest liar. My major issue with this drama is how the community decided to treat it. The constant switching of sides kept making what Tom, Ivory and Pyro were saying less valid, and more of a contest on who would get their next Pyro is innocent video out the quickest, which is pretty fucking scummy. This would unfortunately be repeated with our next drama. Recently, a YouTuber known as Kwite has got into some pretty large drama that has resulted in a lot of misconceptions and outright lies from not only the accuser, but the Twitter space as a whole. On February 22nd, 2023, a Twitter user going by the @Nyasputin, addressing themselves as Orion, had released a twitlonger against Kwite. Accusing of many things, ranging from rape to transphobia. Accompanying Orion's statement was an Imgur link containing 5 screenshots, what was supposed to be proof that backed up Orion's allegation. Yet, the most damning parts were Kwite discussing that coming on bedsheets was no good, and someone who is believed to be Orion asking Kwite, who can I tell we're dating to? But Orion had face-talked Kwite in an effort to prove that the two of them had met in real life, despite the fact that Kwite had remained faceless throughout their YouTube career up until now. Anyway, we're not working on much here. The screenshots Orion provides are clearly cropped out of context, so we have no idea what was said before or after what we've been shown. Regardless, Twitter ran these accusations as if they'd been taken to trial and Kwite had been sent down for his alleged crime, with hashtags like DropKwite and I Stand With Orion being widespread across the platform, and any semblance of opposition to Orion's claims was met with massive amounts of disapproval and brigading, leading to the status quo being that Kwite is a confirmed rapist and that Orion is a victim, at least until March 11, 2023, which is the date where Kwite would release an hour-and-a-half long response titled For the Record. Kwite would come on camera without donning his usual face mask and sunglasses combo after Orion violated his privacy. This wouldn't be the only thing of Kwite's which Orion had violated. Throughout the video, Kwite goes through all the allegations thoroughly, disputing each and every one of them, but this video will reveal a lot of details surrounding Kwite and Orion's friendship, including but not limited to Orion's codependency, Orion's forwardness when it came to topics of a sexual nature, and Orion just genuinely being an awful friend for Kwite. So it seems like everything that Orion had said was not only false, but a complete attack on Kwite. What's also interesting to mention is that a YouTube called Suspicious had created a video about Kwite years earlier. Ironically, this video actually helped Kwite prove everything since Orion had actually been interviewed there, and everything they say in that interview contradicts what they said in the Twitlonger, while also backing up Kwite's response. Suspicious had also relisted the video and changed the title of the video to include transphobia, which is just fucking petty, because this video is years prior to these allegations, so it's blatant view seeking. The guy had also gone on to say that he doesn't apologize for the video and says that he shouldn't because it helped with Kwite's response. However, Suspicious isn't the only one who was using Kwite for views. Countless other YouTubers have made hundreds of videos to profit off of some drama. Take it from this guy who just outright said that he, quote, doesn't care if he gets called out for milking. This isn't the only guy who's done this, but this video will be like an hour long if I demonstrated every case of this. But let's move on to our final guest of tonight's video. Slazo's drama is something that has left the commentary community with some pretty valuable advice. Innocent until proven guilty. But if we look back on Kwite's drama, that changed tenfold, now resulting in guilty until proven innocent. But let's look into what Slazo was accused of. Slazo was accused by his ex-girlfriend Shay, also known as Vizzypop, of, among other things, raping her. These accusations in the document made was assisted by her friends King Arnie, Weast, Hyojin, who also has some pretty bad drama of her own, Blues Dank, The Snake, and Dolm Dog. As well as this, Kwite was also kind of involved, but not to the degree of the others. The document paints Slazo as an incredibly sexual person who would almost always demand sex from Shay, one of the stories stating that he had tried to get her to do sexual things in a theatre against the will of Shay. Pretty bad stuff, right? Well, that's what everyone else thought, sending their immediate support towards Shay and started a hate campaign against Slazo. However, nobody seemed to question Shay's document as it was quite honestly a little shady. Most of the things she said were quite vague and don't really have any proof to them, but that didn't deter the commentary community.
Here he's starting to paint a picture that he is a destructive person in this relationship. Very manipulative.
Keemstar had asked Slazo about his side of the drama, and Slazo had stated that Shay had not only wanted to get back together with him, but they had already cleared things up a long time ago. As well as this, he said he'd be making a video more informed while defending himself. Shay responded to this statement with, you guessed it, another Twitlonger. This was further shown with support, this time with the infamous innocent people don't stay silent for this long tweet. After this came Slazo's video. This video completely destroys everything that Shay said, and actually had shown that she was the one who hadn't even wanted to wait until she was 16 to start anything sexual.
She states that she had intentions to wait until 16 before doing anything. I never got this impression. She never said this to me. She never implied it. In fact, very early on in a Skype call, she said to me, nobody needs to know, when I asked her if she wanted to wait to do anything, so...
As well, she was also the one who initiated the thought of doing something sexual in her cinema, which shows that Shay hadn't been forced to do anything. I want to quickly mention Hyojin's involvement in this drama because she becomes a massive part in this soon, but one thing I want to mention is that she had always wanted to ruin Slazo's career before the document was made, and was actually best friends with Shay, which is pretty ironic seeing what she's been accused of recently. Nevertheless, when the assistants of the Shay Mafia had been questioned about Slazo's video, Dolan specifically had said that she wouldn't lie because he knows her, which is pretty fucking stupid, might I add. Alex had also made a Twitter video basically siding with Shay, but acknowledging that she had lied? Yeah, again, fucking stupid. but the community had done what it does best and flopped right back to Slazo's side, acting like they knew Shay's document was dodgy all along. Most of the people had apologized after being ridiculed for this a couple days after, but some of them, most notably Hyojin, decided to take different ways out of this, with Hyojin make a tweet saying that she was going to kill herself because of the backlash. Now, I'm going to keep my thoughts on if I genuinely believe that she was going to kill herself, or this was just to get people to feel bad. But if anyone had actually harassed her, then that's something I don't support in the slightest. Sure, you're allowed to criticize people for doing what they did, but it shouldn't go as far as that, even if you are mad about them supporting a false narrative. Unlike any of the other creators I've mentioned, Slazo has decided to leave YouTube just a little after continuing to upload, and hopefully he's living a drama-free life, away from all this commentary bullshit. I feel like a summary to this video is kind of needed, because I don't feel like I've stressed enough how bad of a job that the online space did in these situations, either that being Kwite's guilty until proven innocent mindset that was thrown, the videos that had made the Pyro drama more confusing and stressful, or the downright animosity that was thrown towards Slazo. The communities that surrounded these creators, or more specifically Twitter, had done an awfully poor job at getting the truth out of these situations, and I don't think this will change, but we'll just have to see. I've been Spinling, and thanks for watching.